Have you ever paused to wonder what the most precious treasure in life truly is? Imagine an ancient hourglass, its delicate sand falling steadily through narrow passageways, a silent reminder that time, once spent, can never be reclaimed. In our fast-paced world, we often lose sight of this truth, caught up in the frenzy of daily life. But what if we could learn to honor each passing moment, recognizing that no wealth or achievement compares to the gift of time? Consider the teachings of the Buddha, who reminds us that attachment to the past or obsession with the future only clouds our present moment. He teaches us to embrace impermanence and to cherish the fleeting nature of every second. Just as the grains of sand in an hourglass continuously flow, our lives are in a constant state of change, each moment unique, each second a chance to awaken to life's true beauty. Today, I invite you to slow down and listen closely to the wisdom hidden in the simple image of an hourglass. Picture yourself holding that fragile instrument, feeling the cool, smooth glass in your hands, as each tiny grain of sand marks a moment that will never return. This is not a call to idle or waste away, but a gentle reminder to live fully and mindfully, to become aware of every breath, every heartbeat, every smile that lights up your day. In this journey, we will explore the profound idea that nothing is more valuable than time itself. We will delve into the story of an ancient hourglass, a metaphor for our own lives, and uncover lessons on living with intention and grace. Through this narrative, we learn that the pursuit of material gain and the constant chase for approval are fleeting when compared to the richness of a life lived in the present. So, ask yourself, are you truly making the most of your moments? Or are you letting time slip away unnoticed, like sand through your fingers? Today, let us open our hearts to the possibility that by cherishing each second, we can transform our lives into, through a sunlit forest, a curious fox with a fluffy tail and bright, glimmering eyes darted between the trees, its tiny paws leaving soft imprints on the mossy ground. Pausing to sniff a patch of wildflowers, it tilted its head, listening to the distant chirp of a bird, as if the entire forest were a melody it alone could understand. Imagine a quiet room bathed in soft, golden light at dawn, where an ancient hourglass rests on a worn wooden table. Its delicate glass encases tiny grains of sand, each one slowly, steadily falling from one chamber to the other, marking the passage of time in a rhythm that is both inevitable and profoundly beautiful. In this room, time is not measured by a digital clock ticking away seconds, but by the graceful descent of each grain, a silent, poetic reminder of life's fleeting nature. In a small town, there lived a wise old man who cherished this hourglass as his most prized possession. He believed that every grain of sand was a precious moment, a fleeting opportunity to learn, to love, and to grow. Every morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the window, he would sit by the hourglass, watching the sand slip away, and reflect on the impermanence of all things, a central teaching of the Buddha. He often said, "Just as these grains fall and never return, so too does time vanish from our grasp. Cherish each moment, for it is a gift." The old man's reverence for time was not merely philosophical. It was a way of life. He had experienced great loss and deep joy, and through it all, he learned that clinging to the past or worrying about the future only clouds the present. His heart was filled with gratitude for the simple act of living, and the hourglass became a symbol of his journey toward mindfulness and non-attachment. He taught his young neighbors and even visitors that every moment counted, and that true freedom comes from understanding that time is the most precious treasure we possess. One day, a troubled young man visited him, burdened by regrets and overwhelmed by the pressures of modern life. The young man confessed that he felt trapped in a cycle of regrets over past mistakes and anxieties about what the future might hold. The old man gently handed him the hourglass and said, "Hold this for a while. Watch how each grain of sand falls without heed." Through a sunlit forest, a curious fox with a fluffy tail and bright, glimmering eyes darted between the trees, its tiny paws leaving soft imprints on the mossy ground. Pausing to sniff a patch of wildflowers, it tilted its head, listening to the distant chirp of a bird, as if the entire forest were a melody it alone could understand. Let us now delve into the profound meaning behind the hourglass's symbol that teaches us that nothing is more valuable than time. In our fast-paced modern world, time often slips through our fingers unnoticed, like grains of sand in an hourglass. Yet, when we pause to contemplate its fleeting nature, we uncover lessons that are both timeless and transformative. At its core, the hourglass represents impermanence, a fundamental concept in Buddhist teachings. The Buddha taught that all things are transient. Nothing in life remains fixed, and clinging to any moment, be it joy or sorrow, only leads to suffering. Just as the sand cascades steadily from one chamber to the other, so too do the moments of our lives pass by without pause. This constant flow reminds us that every second holds a unique opportunity, and once it is gone, it cannot be retrieved. In reflecting on this, we learn that to truly value our time, we must embrace its impermanence, using each moment as a chance to cultivate mindfulness and live with purpose. Psychologically, our perception of time has a powerful impact on our decision-making and overall well-being. Research in behavioral psychology suggests that when we become overly fixated on preserving every moment, we may inadvertently fall into a state of chronic stress. This stress arises from the fear of wasting time, a fear that can paralyze us and prevent us from taking meaningful action. Yet, if we accept that every moment is naturally ephemeral, we begin to see that the real tragedy lies not in the passing of time but in the failure to appreciate it fully. I have experienced this personally. There were moments when I was so consumed by the urgency of my schedule that I neglected to savor the present, only to later realize that the beauty of life resides in its fleeting details. The hourglass also embodies the principle of non-attachment. In Buddhism, non-attachment is not about detachment from life itself, but rather about releasing the obsessive need to hold on to any particular state or outcome. When we cling to the past or obsess over the future, we deny ourselves the richness of the present moment. The grains of sand in the hourglass flow without resistance, indifferent to the passing of time. They do not hold on to what has been, nor do they anxiously await what is to come. They simply are. This natural flow serves as a metaphor for living with ease and acceptance. When we let go of our need to control time, we free our minds to experience life in its full vibrancy. Real-world parallels further illustrate the power of this perspective. Consider successful individuals from various fields, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders who have embraced the transient nature of time and, in doing so, have unlocked their creative potential. For example, many innovators have shared stories of how stepping away from the constant hustle allowed them to see solutions that were otherwise obscured by stress and urgency. In one instance, a renowned artist once described how taking long, deliberate walks helped him break through creative blocks, enabling him to produce work that resonated deeply with his audience. These examples remind us that when we give ourselves permission to slow down and truly inhabit the present, we open the door to breakthroughs that can change our lives. Furthermore, the hourglass challenges us to reconsider our relationship with productivity. In today's culture, we often measure success by the number of tasks completed or goals achieved. However, when we view time as a precious resource rather than an endless commodity, we begin to prioritize quality over quantity. The wisdom of the hourglass teaches us that each moment, though small, is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to be fully present. This realization can transform our approach to work and life, urging us to focus on what truly matters rather than being swept up in a relentless pursuit of busyness. On a deeper level, embracing the value of time encourages us to reflect on our personal journeys. It invites us to ask profound questions. What will I do with the moments I have? How can I make my life a reflection of my true self, unburdened by regret or fear? These questions are at the heart of many spiritual traditions, and the teachings of the Buddha provide a roadmap. By understanding that every moment is both precious and transient, we are inspired to live with intention, cultivating gratitude for each breath and each heartbeat. In my own experience, I have learned that the most rewarding moments in life often come when we stop rushing and allow ourselves to be fully present. Whether it's the quiet contemplation of an early morning, the gentle rhythm of everyday interactions, or the simple joy of watching an hourglass turn, these experiences remind us that time is our most valuable asset. They teach us that true fulfillment arises not from accumulating achievements but from savoring the journey along the way. Ultimately, the analysis of the hourglass reveals a profound truth. When we learn to let go of our frantic need to control time, we embrace a life of mindfulness, creativity, and inner peace. The steady, unyielding flow of sand reminds us that time, like life, is a series of fleeting moments, each one a chance to become more fully alive. Embracing this truth is not merely a philosophical ideal, but a practical approach to living that can transform our outlook, our actions, and our overall sense of well-being. Now that we have explored the profound lessons that time and the hourglass teach us, it's time to translate those insights into actionable steps that you can incorporate into your daily life. Embracing the fleeting nature of time is not merely a philosophical concept, it's a practical way to cultivate mindfulness, inner peace, and a deeper appreciation for every moment. First, start by keeping a time reflection journal. Each day, set aside a few quiet minutes to record how you spent your time and what moments stood out. Write about times when you felt fully present, when a simple glance at nature or a quiet conversation brought you joy. Also, note any moments when you felt rushed or overwhelmed, and reflect on what you might do differently next time. Over time, this journal becomes a treasure trove of personal insights, a tangible reminder that every second is precious. The act of writing not only sharpens your awareness but also reinforces the Buddhist teaching of cherishing impermanence. Next, incorporate daily mindfulness practices to help you savor the present. Set aside at least 10 minutes each day for mindful breathing or meditation. Find a comfortable space where you can sit quietly. As you focus on your breath, visualize each inhalation as an opportunity to draw in the beauty of the present, and each exhalation as a release of worries about the past or future. Allow your thoughts to flow like sand in an hourglass. Observe them without clinging or judgment. This practice will train your mind to let go of distractions and remain anchored in the here and now. Another powerful strategy is to implement digital detox moments throughout your day. In our hyper-connected world, constant notifications and social media updates can make time feel fragmented and unappreciated. Choose specific intervals such as during meals, in the morning before work, or before bedtime when you disconnect from your digital devices. Use this time to engage fully with your surroundings. Listen to the sounds of nature. Observe the interplay of light and shadow, or simply enjoy a quiet moment of solitude. By reducing digital clutter, you create space to experience life more deeply and reconnect with the natural flow of time. Embrace the concept of micro-pauses as well. Every hour, take a short break, a minute or two, to simply pause and reset. Stand up, stretch, or take a few deep breaths. These micro-pauses are like small interludes in a symphony, allowing you to appreciate the beauty of the present without the relentless pressure of an unyielding schedule. Over time, these brief moments of stillness accumulate, helping you build resilience against stress and maintain a calm, centered mind throughout the day. Finally, cultivate a gratitude practice focused on the value of time. Each evening, reflect on the day and identify at least 3 moments that brought you joy or insight. These could be simple acts, a kind word, a beautiful sunset, or a moment of connection with a loved one. Writing these moments down in a gratitude journal reinforces the idea that every second holds potential for happiness and growth. This practice not only nurtures a positive mindset, but also aligns with the Buddhist principle of non-attachment, encouraging you to appreciate each moment without clinging to the past or worrying about the future. By incorporating these practical steps into your daily routine, you begin to reframe your relationship with time. You learn to see it not as an adversary that slips away unnoticed, but as a precious, ever-renewing gift, each moment filled with opportunity, learning, and beauty. The teachings of the Buddha remind us that life is transient, and in that transience lies the potential for profound transformation. So, take a deep breath, open your heart to the present, and allow yourself the grace to savor each fleeting moment. With time as your most treasured ally, you can create a life of mindful presence and lasting fulfillment. As we arrive at the end of our journey today, I invite you to take a deep breath and reflect on the timeless truth that there is nothing more precious than time. Imagine the graceful flow of an ancient hourglass, each grain of sand a silent testimony to a moment that can never be recaptured once it has passed. This powerful symbol reminds us that our time is finite, a treasure that slips away with each fleeting second. In the rush of our modern lives, where deadlines, notifications, and constant noise vie for our attention, we often overlook the quiet beauty of the present. Yet, it is precisely in these quiet moments that true fulfillment is found, a lesson that echoes the teachings of the Buddha, who urged us to live mindfully and with non-attachment. The Buddha taught that clinging to the past or obsessing over the future only brings suffering. Instead, he showed us that real peace emerges when we embrace the impermanence of all things, recognizing that each moment is a unique opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Just as the hourglass reminds us that every grain of sand is transient, so too must we learn to let go of our compulsions to hold on to what has already been or to desperately grasp for what has not yet come. When we accept the fleeting nature of time, we begin to appreciate that our most valuable resource is not something we can store or hoard. It must be experienced, savored, and celebrated in the present. I challenge you to look at your life and ask yourself, how often do you truly savor the moments that pass by, instead of being lost in the endless pursuit of future achievements or mired in past regrets? When you learn to honor the present, you not only relieve yourself of unnecessary stress, but you also unlock a wellspring of creativity, inner peace, and authentic joy. Imagine a life where you no longer measure your worth by the fleeting praise of others, but by the quiet, steady rhythm of your own heartbeat where every moment is a gift. And every day is a canvas upon which you can paint your unique story. Now is the time to make a conscious choice. Begin by incorporating simple practices into your daily routine that remind you of the precious nature of time. Set aside a few minutes each morning for mindful reflection or meditation. Let the steady flow of your breath anchor you in the present moment, just as the hourglass anchors us in the reality of time's passage. Consider keeping a journal where you record the moments that bring you joy, moments that make you feel truly alive. Over time, you will see that these small acts of mindfulness accumulate, helping you to build a life filled with purpose and gratitude. If you feel inspired by this message, I invite you to take that first step today, whether it's pausing to watch an hourglass, spending a few moments in quiet reflection, or simply choosing to live more intentionally with every breath you take. Every small action you take is a declaration of your commitment to honor your most valuable asset, your time. I also encourage you to share your journey with others. If this message has touched you, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more insights on living mindfully. And if you have your own story about cherishing time or a moment when you discovered the beauty of the present, please leave a comment below. Your experiences are not only a testament to your personal growth, but also an inspiration to others who might be struggling to find meaning amidst life's chaos. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, every moment is a precious gift, each grain of sand a reminder that life, in all its fleeting beauty, deserves to be fully lived and cherished. Embrace the wisdom of impermanence and let go of the need to control time. Instead, allow yourself to flow with it, to savor it, and to transform it into a journey of endless possibility and inner peace. May your days be filled with moments of quiet wonder, and may you always find the courage to live authentically, savoring every precious second that you are given. Thank you, and until next time, keep embracing the beauty of the present moment.